Zdravo svima.
Zdravo svima. Ovdje je Ivana.
I ovdje je Maki. Yes, such a synchrony.
You wanted
Kako
to
si?
ask me. Dobro sam, ti?
Hvala, super sam. Pijem kafu. Ti?
Oh, ja pijem kafu.
Oh, živjeli. No, prijatno.
No, it should be živjeli, but živjeli is mostly for alcohol.
Yeah, anyway. So today we are here with a very new idea.
Yeah. And
we are going to introduce someone super, super nice, hilarious, and famous.
Yeah.
Even though I don't understand most of her sentences, I am a fan already. So imagine.
Yeah. So it's not an interview, guys. It's just that we are going to show like some person, Serbian person that we're following. So I think this will be really useful for you too. Yeah. So.
Okay. First, how did we choose her? What's her name? How did we choose her? Why did we choose her?
Okay. So her name is Sandra Silađev. I thought it was maybe Silađev, but it's Silađev, I think.
Silađev, okay.
On the second syllable.
Mm-hmm.
And actually her maiden name or like last name is Rakić, which is a bit more common, I think, than Silađev. And she's a Serbian actor. And I think currently she's like a stand-up comedian, basically. Short stories comedian, known as Dinja. That's her nickname. I don't know why. Dinja. But...
Maybe from the old TV series, or I don't know, maybe for her role in a show.
Maybe.
I was also curious. But right now, Sandra is used a lot, I guess.
Yeah. And she's like, she studied theater and so on. So she's doing like sketches. And I don't know if she was necessarily in movies, but she's mostly in theater and like TV shows, like short TV shows. I haven't been watching Serbian channels, so I don't really know about her that much, but I definitely noticed her on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah. According to IMDb, she was on Taxi Blues, that film, Serbian film.
Oh, okay,
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
And nowadays, she is on a tour. Actually, she was in London on a tour in theater. Like she's doing stand-up or how do we call that? Like,
well, it is a kind of like a monologue, but it is supposed to be funny, I think. Yeah. So it's kind of like a critic of the modern dating world and like modern times and so
the name is Date, by the way. DEJT, like Serbian date.
The way how we pronounce it, this is how we write it. Yeah, date.
Exactly.
With the J.
Have you ever watched Istine Ilazi, the TV series she was in?
Like Istine Laži.
Laži, that's
true. And lies, the truth and lies. No, I haven't. You?
No. I thought maybe it was very popular when you were younger, and I thought maybe you watched.
Who knows?
Even though you didn't want to, but it was always on TV. Maybe you just saw it.
What I feel like with my generation, there wasn't a lot of TV watching. I mean, there was, but not as much as it was like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. So it's like this is the first generation where we got laptops. I mean, computers, right? Yes, so it's like internet was the thing. And then since then, I've just only been online, honestly. So yeah, I'm pretty bad. Bad at like movies.
But I'm curious. I'd like to try to find it on YouTube later.
Like now I want to watch all of her stuff because she's so hilarious in so many different ways. It's not like she's portraying one person, but she's portraying so many people, representing so many people in Serbia, so many kind of like stereotypes. I think I told you like I would watch these sketches and I'm like, I literally know a person like that in Serbia, or like I identify, with this sketch totally, or at least the version who I was before,
Yeah, the one that was quite recent about Eastern, Uskrs, the way she was doing it, like 10-second, like Instagram story or post. She was doing Uskrs, Uskrse, like she didn't know, and I have the same feeling. Like each time when I always checked my notes to see how to say it, and I'm seeing that even non-Serbians have that issue. I'm kind of relieved.
I also thought I was alone. Like it's kind of like a comforting thing, that she shares that, because the thing is that as far as I remember, when I was younger, so I learned how to say like Srećan Uskrs, right? So for you guys that don't know, there are so many different ways to say Happy Easter. So there's like a very general way, which is Happy Easter, Srećan Uskrs. But there are also two ways, which is Christos Vaskrse and Christos Voskrese. And I always hated saying Voskrese because kresnuti has a very sexual connotation. So yeah, means to have sex. So, or like to buck someone, you know what I mean? Not to say the full word, but but actually I think that Voskrese is this one version of not Slovenian, of like Slavic, Rusko-Slovenski. And Vaskrse is Srpsko-Slovenski, I think, or reverse. I'm not quite sure which one is which one now. I forgot, but it's like a legit way how people used to say it, which is like the Christ has risen, right? Is that, I think, yeah. And then there's a formula how you reply as well, which is Vaistinu Vaskrse or Vaistinu Vaskrse. So it's just, no one really explicitly told me. So whenever they would be like, "Oh, Christos Vaskrse," I would be like, what do I say now? Vaistinu, right? You could just say Vaistinu. Actually, that's perfect.
To be on the safe side.
Yeah.
But Sandra Silađev, right?
Silađev.
Silađev. I think she studied not only, dramatic, like not only drama, but sociology, pedagogy, and peace studies. So she's into all, parts of the culture, and she finds so many authentic resources from, nonstop. She's producing things, right? She's producing new clips every day. So
I think that really helps, right? Because like it's sociology, pedagogy, and that's why she can actually comment on these things, because she can recognize them and understand where they're coming from. And in a way, it is a social critic again. Or social criticism to all of these things, which I find so refreshing. So yeah. I do want to say that because she does sometimes like Bosnians like imitate them as well, and she has an amazing accent. So actually her mom is Macedonian, her dad is Bosnian, and then she was born in Macedonia. They lived in Bosnia, and then they came to Serbia. Something like that. So she spent like a lot of time everywhere. So no wonder she has so much richness in her videos.
Exactly. Imagine me, like she's already, I think she speeds her videos up a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
I think gives you an effect like of this like talker.
Yes. But for me, for someone who's learning Serbian, it's like, why do you do that? It's already like I almost got it, but then it's quite fast. But still, from her mimics, she doesn't, by the way, use these big gestures and mimics. She's like herself, like just facial expression there, like not an exaggeration at all. But still, you understand, you can follow from her tone. I don't know, something easy for me to follow her. I don't know what it is.
I think, I just noticed this just looks weird. It's my mic, guys. It's my mic. Well, I think I was so happy that you said that you could understand her, but because of these things, because she speeds everything up, like some of the clips up. And it's, again, it has this like feeling of like someone is a fast talker, like just a gossip girl, whatever, just like a butt in everywhere, needs to know everything, all the information. So I thought like you would not be able to understand, but then there are some videos that are quite slow as well. But I think it's such a good way to have a feeling of like different personalities in Serbia. And I think, and also with it's not like she's the same everywhere. She portrays different people. So she uses slightly different phrases, intonations, and so on. And like words, accents. And so you really like, oh, this is so authentic. And I love that you could understand everything, and that you find it funny even, So I would definitely suggest this, like recommend this to everyone learning.
By the way, we will let you hear her voice now. Like we will share the video clips from YouTube. She has YouTube account and Instagram account. Huge number of followers on Instagram, I see. And I've seen that like that hall in London, like so many people came. And she does it in Serbian, so so many people,
so many of our people.
Serbian.
It's so weird. That's a bit weird. I actually wanted to go on tour, but because I thought that well, not on tour, I wanted to like go to her show. Yeah, I was like, I wanted to go on tour, but the thing is that I thought that it's going to be a European tour, which it is in a sense, it is. But I thought she would get to Germany as well because there's a lot of our people over there. So I was looking like, but I think she came to Austria, and then that was the UK, and I think that was it, like the furthest that she's like somewhere between. I don't think she went to Switzerland or like to Germany. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it didn't really matter because like from today on, she will again be on the Balkan Peninsula. So yeah.
I will go for you then.
Oh man. I was like, this is a ticket I will buy so fast. Like I would create a bot to buy it. Literally. Like it was definitely something. Yeah. And actually I got the how do I say it? Oh my God. I got her profile recommended because my mom is on Instagram, guys. My mom liked her videos, and that's how I saw it. So I was like, Mom, I can learn some things. My mom knows podcasts. My mom knows like these like Instagram actors or whatever. So funny memes. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, parents are on Instagram right now.
Yeah. First it was Facebook.
Yes.
Now it's Instagram.
Now they moved.
Next Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so we talked about what she says more or less, but if we just give the titles of her, topics, topics, I see lots of women issues. Is she like criticizing the women, or is she criticizing the society for, for not giving enough rights or enough place for women?
I think both. Because I think what she's doing is like criticizing the society, and again, like a lot of what she's doing is from a female perspective. There are maybe some rare clips where she's portraying a man, I think, but like very rarely. So she's criticizing the society, why they put a woman in that situation, why they're glorifying these things that should not be glorified, but also women that are taking that role, when they don't have to. Why should they don't have to comply, right? So for women wanting these things that are actually detrimental to them, so she's doing both, and I think it's working. Honestly, I think there's going to be a lot more awareness.
Yeah, okay, we will give some examples, but one example that I surprised myself by understanding it, she was doing a woman who really likes a man. But that man is a colleague, I guess, but he's such a nice, polite, funny, social guy. She keeps talking about him, and they say, you seem to like him so, like, I just translate basically, roughly. Yeah. So she says, I know, I'm a married woman as well. Can't I say like nice things about another man? Like, even if he or she is married, or, she was criticizing the way we should talk about other men or women, if you are with someone or without someone.
Yeah.
So I got that idea, and then I translated the comments at the bottom. So I understood that it was correct interpretation from me.
So she portrays women, but the issues do not necessarily have to be related to just women. So there are general issues there. So yeah, a lot of the things are related to just only women, which is, I think, great that we have a spokesperson for these things, but also a lot of the issues are just very general issues in Serbia. So that's why I think like guys would also love some of her sketches, some more than others, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to start with some of your favorite videos?
Yeah.
Or should I?
Maybe you should.
Okay.
First.
So I try to, again, a lot of the ones that I loved were related mostly to women. So guys, you're not gonna, relate to this too much, but maybe you would understand our point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one, just to kind of preface, there was one about Women's Day, which we say Dan Žena or 8. Mart. We just say like 8. Mart,
Mm-hmm.
the 8th of March. And the whole point of this is that she's saying how, like men, they usually like give flowers to the woman, like some gifts or whatever. And then the woman should feel so grateful that she should even work harder. So like at home or in the office, when her colleagues give her like some gifts, and then she's like, oh my God, I'm so thankful, these flowers and your affections, and now I'm gonna do double or triple what I usually do in the office out of gratitude, and at home I'm gonna like make 3 cakes, and like, so you end up, instead of that being a day where you actually celebrate a woman and treat her like a queen, or like, you actually putting more pressure on her to do all of these things, so because if she doesn't do it, then she's ungrateful. If she's just like sitting and like, oh, this is my day, whatever, treat me nicely, then it's like, why is she so selfish and self-centered? She has kids, she has a husband, she needs to work for them too, right? So yeah.
Do you want to read what she says in Serbian? A couple of sentences, maybe?
Yeah. Okay. It was difficult for me. So I wrote down everything. It was difficult for me to kind of cut it because she has an intro, kind of to get a sense of who's talking to whom. It's usually her talking to someone on the phone or like in person. And then she actually gets to the point. So I don't know how much people are going to understand, but I'm going to try to read it. And then you ask me questions.
Okay.
Okay, so she starts. Hvala, srećan I tebi dušo 8. Mart. Ej, pa kaže meni danas na poslu šef, evo izvoli buket cveća. Znaš kako su mi cveće doneli? Ja plakala sam, evo sad mi se plače. Dušu sam isplakala. I namerno sam u znak zahvalnosti duplo više uradila nego što sam inače radila. Oni kao, nemoj da radiš toliko. Rekao, ne. Ovo cveće je prelepo. Onda došla kući, čeka me cveće od muža, od sina. I oni kao, nemoj da pereš suđe, sutra ćeš prati. This is important. Kaže, danas ti je praznik. Ja rekao, kako su divni. Rekao, danas ću duplo više da operem, da popeglam, plus ću i tortu da napravim. Kad ste bili tako divni prema meni, doneli ste mi buket cveća. Okay. Could you follow some things? Like,
yes. So she starts with like and congratulations, happy Women's Day and stuff. And then she continued with even today my boss told me like evo izvoli buket cveća, like here's your bouquet of flowers. And then the son, the husband gave her flowers. But she says I'm gonna do duplo. You use duplo.
Yeah, double.
I'm gonna do everything double from tomorrow on because I'm so happy to have these.
So actually, this is important. So I'll get to that. So it starts with like someone is congratulating her for the Women's Day, and then she says, "Thank you, like so grateful." You're like, she's so grateful. Thank you to you as well. Probably her friend or something like that, or maybe I don't know, her whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she got the flowers at the office, and she was crying so much. She was even teary-eyed now when she was talking about it. It was so moving, and she purposely, out of gratitude, she did duplo više, right? Double what she usually do. And they're like, don't work so much, and she's like, no. I have to work.
That's why it's
no. Yeah. So and then she goes home, and then she gets flowers from her husband and her son, and they're like, don't wash the dishes today. You will do it tomorrow. You'll do it tomorrow. And this is critical because it's not like don't do the dishes, we will do it for you. But it's like the dishes will wait till tomorrow, then you can do it. Today you don't have to, but tomorrow you're going to have to, right? So this is important. This is the critical point. And then today is a holiday. And then she said, today I'm going to do the wash double, iron double. I'm even gonna make a cake. When you've been so nice to me, you gave me a bouquet of flowers. So, yeah,
that's so sweet. Yeah, good criticism.
Yeah, that is. I mean, there's another one similar to that, but basically it's the same message. Yeah.
Okay.
Should I
The
play
one
it?
that you can, but I can do mine, and then you can switch back.
Okay.
Maybe.
Before we continue with the show, here's a quick reminder. This podcast is free for everyone and supported by listeners like you. We hope that this podcast is useful and convenient to you. This is a labor of love for both of us. To help us continue creating useful content for everyone, we will appreciate your help. If you have the means, you can support us in different ways. You may just go to buymeacoffee.com/mozdekafa podcast and send us some cups of coffee. You may also become a member of our show on patreon.com/mozdekafa podcast and get extra benefits like bonus content, full transcripts of the show in Serbian, or even join us on the show. We rely on your support to help everyone more in learning Serbian language and culture. Thanks for joining us today, and now let's get back to our episode.
So the one that hopefully I will find the audio file of that, but I will just say the English version, of course, because I have only that one. So she's criticizing the way we post on social media, especially on Instagram.
Okay.
The woman you need to be
the goddess.
The goddess. Yeah. And she says, smile, take a selfie, put on some makeup, get dolled up, drink some water, smile, meditate, yoga, quick. And then she says, have you exercised? How much? At least 5 push-ups. Ring. The application is ringing. So she is saying, have you drank everything for immunity? Smile. Take a selfie for Instagram. Have you posted on in Facebook too? Put a hashtag hedonism. Fine, smiling, go get yourself. Did you see there's discount? Or quick, run. They'll grab everything away from you. Smile, exercise. So pray if nothing else. Say a prayer, breathe in, breathe.
It's impossible. Impossible to do all of these things.
And it's like the point should not be, to do these things are nice, but to do it for the sake of Instagram is the way something is wrong, I guess.
Yeah, it's just the way the reality is portrayed on Instagram, I guess. And it's like, if you are maybe depressed, then there's a lot of smiling, right? Like smile, smile, smile. And I think that culture comes from like women should smile, they should be like pleasant, and I do like, but I also like guys smiling. Like it's not only women. Like I love to smile, but I also like to see a guy smiling. That would be nice. So yeah, I think it's just the expectations on the social platforms that is just.
And this is not only for women, and the same things are valid for men as well, like to have this strong, positive, always doing the right thing kind of person you have to be, right? So that's why it's not only for women, I think.
Some of her shorts or like sketches are more or less funny, you'll see, but everything is a criticism. So
by the way, she doesn't use any censorship, so she says all the swear words as they are, and
it might be too much, but it is the reality of some people, like using that. And I think it's necessary as a tool to portray someone, because it would not be real. It would not feel real,
Exactly.
So some of the things are a bit more, I think, especially there's this, she's portraying this one, Draga Saveta. I don't know if you know about it, but it's like, dear, it's a person, in like some magazines, you have some person, like consulting person. And then you write to her, I have an issue. My husband, doesn't want to kiss me anymore. Like, so we call this Draga Saveta, because Draga is dear, like when you write a letter, and Savet is actually advice. So Saveta is like a noun made out of advice in Serbian. So that's like a very, very old thing and typical Draga Saveta. And Draga Saveta and Saveta is actually quite she swears quite a lot. So if you encounter this, you will encounter a lot of swear words.
Okay, cool. And the other one that you said quite similar is about what?
The second one is dating. And I think it's just the expectation that some women can, I mean, I can definitely am included in this a lot. So some women are just too optimistic too soon. They commit too soon. And the guy is like full of issues, and she's like, no, it doesn't matter. You're perfect. You're perfect. I love you, So like too soon, instead of just like, hey, let's see, let's meet, get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. But it's like right away, no, you are the person for me. So that's the criticism. And I'll try not to go through all of it, but it is so funny. She does it like literally, she does it in less than a minute. So let's start. It's called, it talks about date, like date, as we say in Serbian. Okay. Baš nam je lepo na dejtu, toliko mi se dopadaš. And then the guy says, čeka polako, ne znaš me, baš sam hteo da ti kažem, ja imam probleme sa alkoholom. Pa šta? To je zato što si emotivac, ali meni se sviđa koliko si pametan. Čekaj čoveče, ali ja sam na lečenju. A što ima veze što se lečiš? Pa nije sramota lečiti se, što? Ma imam problem sa narkoticima, razumeš bre, ne samo sa alkoholom. Pa svi imamo neke probleme s nečim. Ali meni se sviđa što si pametan i visok. I baš zato što imaš probleme sa alkoholom i sa narkoticima govori da imaš dušu, da si emotivac, empata. Znam, ali nekad imam i veće probleme, nisam sigurna da li postojim, recimo. Postojiš. Ja sam ti živi dokaz da postojiš, gledam u tebe. Evo, mi smo se vidjeli 3 puta, ali ja sam nekako ubeđena da smo mi bukvalno rođeni jedno za drugo. It's a long one.
Let me interpret what I don't know a lot of words here, obviously.
Okay.
But he starts, she says, like, this is such a beautiful date. You make me dopadaš? Koliko mi se dopadaš?
Sviđaš. It's a synonym for sviđaš. It's the same.
Yeah, I really like you. Yeah. And he starts talking about his problem about alcohol, and she's like, but that's great because that shows you are an emotional guy. Like,
yes.
You're nice. And then he continues, but I have some narcotic problems, like not only alcohol. And then still, she's like, every one of us has problems. So it's not important. Like, pametan, you are smart, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are a smart person. That's why these kind of things happen to you. You're empathetic, I guess. Empathic. And then the last part, he says, nisam siguran da postojim, recimo. Like,
recimo. Oh, this is like just a filler word, recimo, like, so to speak, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. And then she keeps telling, like, postojiš, like you
exist.
You exist. That's why.
Yeah, as if she's giving the meaning of life to this man, and it is totally true. So she's like, oh, I'm having so much fun, and the guy is already like, it is something also about the guy, because the guy is like, they have this tendency to be like, whoa, like too soon. Even if you say I like you, it's like, whoa, my god, the fear of commitment, right?
Exactly.
But then she takes it a bit too far, because he's like, hey, wait, like, you don't really know me, like, I actually have issues with alcohol. And he's like, so what? So what? We all have issues. It's fine. He's like, but I have issues with narcotics. So what? This is exactly because you feel so much. You're such an empathetic person, and then she says, but I really like you that you're smart and tall.
Tall?
Like, yes. It's like, out of everything, she's like, I really like you. I mean, as if saying something to someone, I really like you that you're emotional and muscular. Like, it's like, why is that such a? I mean, sure, it's cool, but
is it connected, right?
Yeah, but I think there's this thing about tall guys. It's like, oh my god, you're tall. And then he's like, yeah, but like now he's like, I don't know if he's lying or whatever. But he's like saying, but I sometimes I feel like I don't exist. Like I'm not living. And he's like, you do. She's like, you do exist. You do exist. The fact that I'm looking at you, I can tell you because of me, you exist. So she's being a part of this, creating this bigger than it actually is. Like he obviously has some mental issues or like just like life questions, and she's like, that's okay. I will fix you, you know. And then at the end she says, oh, we've seen each other 3 times, but I feel like we're meant for each other. I feel like that's
the guy runs away.
The guy is like, exactly. I think there's another video like this, something with like, but I was in jail, and she's like, how was in jail? Like, how's jail? How, like, instead of reacting like, whoa,
like, what happened?
You know? She's like, so how was jail? What did you like about it? Like, you know, so just completely being, yeah,
in a different mindset. Exactly.
yeah.
So that's why she's really, really good at finding these. I mean, she says these are something that comes from, like, she always observes people, obviously, to have these, right?
I mean, it's her job as well. Yeah. Like, as an actor, you need to portray, you shouldn't act, you should like transform at that other person, like, you know, feel what they're feeling. It's not like you actually need to feel these emotions to be able to act them out.
And keeping them less than 1 minute is also very effective, I guess. You just, you know, keep watching when it's less than 1 minute. So that's why I guess many followers immediately watch everything as soon as she publishes.
Yeah. Actually, that's perfect, because this is the culture right now, like a minute culture. Like, instead of like, you don't need to skip, right? Because it's just 1 minute. Can I just do the last one? The one is really short. I actually cut it short. Sure. Because I think it's very important nowadays. I think there's a pressure on breastfeeding. Guys, again, are probably not relevant to you, but I found it so funny, even though I am not a woman that has a kid or has breastfed or is in a group where this is an important question, but I just still find it very interesting, because like people, like women are getting shamed if they're not breastfeeding, which is, by the way, guys, this is one of the toughest things about being like giving birth. Actually, the birth itself hurts, and then after that, breastfeeding hurts, and it's like not like 24/7 job, and not everyone can do it, actually, because you can have complications. So this is basically about that. And then if you breastfeed in public, that's also inappropriate, especially in Serbia. So there's like, you cannot win, you know, whatever you do, you cannot win. So breastfeeding in Serbian is called dojenje. And
like giving.
No, that would be
dati,
This is dojenje, and to breastfeed is dojiti. So this is gonna be like, so basically what's happening in the video is she's talking to someone to some other friend about someone who they're commenting on someone not breastfeeding. And they have kids, and the friend has kids, and they're all both breastfeeding, I think, or something like that. So you're gonna hear that word quite a lot, and I think this is for a reason, like doiti, like quite a lot. So I didn't actually write down, like transcribe everything, just the part, because I think you get the point. So basically starts like, she's talking and she's like, halo, jel dojiš? Ona lado ne doji. Kažem, dojila sam, dojiću i dojim. Koliko si ti dojila? Koliko si dojila? Ja te pitam da li dojiš, to te pitam, a ne koliko ti dojiš, koliko si dojila? Koliko si dojila? Dojila. Jel si dojila? Mislila sam da je dam ime Dojila. Dojila, divno ime za ćerku, Dojila. Pošto sam dugo dojila, onda se zove Dojila. Pa lepo ima za ćerku, starija Dojila, a mlađa Dojlica. Did you get anything?
I did. Okay. Let me interpret what I understood. So she's repeating those questions that people keep asking, like, have you breastfed? Did you get breastfed? How much breastfeeding you got, and how much breastfeeding you're giving to your child? And then she says, oh, I thought the name of Doila, like breastfed, because female names end with la a lot, like or a la. So she says, I'm going to give my daughter Doila, right? The name Doila, and she's going to be old Doila and young Dojlica.
Exactly, yeah. So this is pretty much on point. She basically starts like, oh, are you breastfeeding? And then she comments, oh, she is not someone else. She's not breastfeeding. I said, this is actually really cool for learners, because she says in this one, I breastfed, I am breastfeeding, and I will breastfeed. So you have 3 tenses, like kažem dojila sam, dojću i dojim. So like past, future, present. And then like she asked how much have you breastfed, blah blah blah, and how much have you, like, did you, are you, blah blah blah. And then she said, oh, I'm thinking of giving the name of my kid Doila. It's an amazing, because I've breastfed her for so long that her name should be Doila, right? And then the older one Doila and the younger one Doilica.
2 kids.
Yeah. So really, really hilarious, guys. You need to.
Yes, and I'm glad that she also has YouTube, because I can slow down on YouTube. On Instagram, I can't, but on YouTube I do. So sometimes it helps to me when she's, speeding the videos up. So,
but how do you slow down shorts on YouTube? Because sometimes she has shorts on YouTube, like reels.
Those ones, no, like the ones that are like YouTube videos I can do, but not shorts.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. Yeah, you can. So there's that.
Anyway, as they are short, and as long as you get the basic words, you understand the message. And I think it's useful to understand, like to follow at least those phrases, common daily phrases, answering the phone, asking the question, answering the question all the time.
So important.
That's quite useful.
So important, and especially because she's so authentically like portraying other people on point. Like, I wouldn't even say she's acting. Really amazing. Yeah.
Exactly. I hope she joined us on the.
Oh my God, that would be great. Oh, I would just laugh all the time. She's incredible. But you wrote down like, what about other stand-up comedians? And I only have one. And again, I don't know if we should call them stand-up comedians, because they, there's Instagram right now, so you can just do it on your own. It's not like you're actually having a show, but you are a comedian. I mean, in that sense, so I think people are testing it out. There's another actor called Zoran Pajić. I think he's from Niš. And he has a slightly different, he is also really funny. And he has slightly different topics, like mostly like family dynamic. And also he comments on our people in Germany, which is really like relates to me. And I find it incredibly funny and incredibly true. So, but yeah, so it's a bit difficult I think a bit more difficult to relate to him that much, just because he portrays every character, the son, the wife, the grandma, and so on. So visually, obviously there's a disconnect, but the way he's acting is like, amazing. And I'm like, a lot of these, I've sent a lot of them to my parents, and I'm like,
really,
it's totally us. This is us. So yeah, I love him too.
Yeah. I have some, like a couple of people as well on Mojakafa podcast Instagram account, some other comedians. I can't recall their names, but I don't know what they are actually saying, but maybe I can also share some links in the story after sharing this episode on our social platforms.
Cool. Well, I'm so happy we talked about her. I think,
me too.
Well, she brightens my day. So
exactly. And you know what I realized? This is not something that you can find in English about Serbian culture, So I think we found some kind of hidden gem for Serbian learners.
The holy grail. Yeah, that's true. I think people are gonna love it. If you are skeptical, don't be. Yeah, and I watch her videos and I laugh out loud, and that doesn't happen that much. I'm just like, I cannot hold it because it's so funny. So yeah, a true gem.
I share some of hers to my Serbian friends here, and they're like, they are always reacting so genuinely and happily. And everybody, male, female, I guess, everybody likes her videos.
I think she found her niche. Exactly. I think she found her niche and found what she's doing well, and I think what the society needs. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us
know.
Yeah.
Let us know how you find her.
Yes, please comment. We'd love. Tell us if you like her. Tell us what your favorite video or like topic was, and the quotes. I love the quotes as well. Yeah. Nadam se da ste uživali danas. Nas dve jesmo.
Da.
Bilo je zabavno, bilo je smešno, bilo je emotivno.
I funny was
smešno.
Smešno.
Bilo je smešno. Bilo je super.
Okay. I agree with you. Također,
Također, slažem se, važi.
Slažem se, da.
Da.
I vidimo se. Hvala
Vidimo
puno.
se.
Ćao.
Ćao.